This is Terapagos. Terapagos is a normal type Pokemon introduced in Pokemon Scarlet and Pokemon Violet's Indigo Disc DLC. Terapagos was discovered by scientist and researcher Heath when he got lost with his expedition crew in Area Zero. See, Terapagos as a Pokemon, it's able to store all of its latent energy and all the crystals that we've been seeing in Area Zero. So literally, a Pokemon like Terapagos has been foreshadowed all through our first adventure in Area Zero. In the Scarlet book written by Professor Sada, it was suggested that Terapagos was the origin point for the phenomenon we know as terastallization. Later on, Briar wrote in her own book proving the existence of Terapagos and that it was the source of that origin. At first glance, many trainers will say Terapagos resembles that of a sea turtle. But upon further inspection, Terapagos actually resembles a legend of a world tortoise. A turtle that pretty much carries the entire planet on its back, and that's even further confirmed in the Pokédex when it says that Terapagos, especially in its stellar form, resembles the world as the ancients knew it. Terapagos' star stellar form is also a reference to an old saying of turtles all the way down. That world turtle I mentioned before, essentially imagine that turtle resting on a larger tortoise, so on and so forth, and pretty much you get a big stack of planetary cosmic turtles. So that's pretty much a saying to that. It's pretty much saying that there's always going to be something bigger that's carrying the weight of our universe. This is also a fun fact. Did you guys know that Terapagos was actually shaped like the Paldea region the entire time? I know, like, it was in our face the entire time. Terapagos actually has 3 different forms, which makes it very unique than most legendary Pokemon. Terapagos' first form is its normal form. It has the ability Terra Shift, and essentially all that ability does is upon being sent out in battle, it allows Terapagos to transform into its second form, its terrestrial form. Something to note about Terapagos is that upon entering the battle, it immediately transforms into its terrestrial form. So its normal form will never actually see battle as it has very low base stats. Terapagos' stellar form is actually very powerful. It has its signature ability, Terra Shell, which what that ability does is from full HP, Terapagos changes time and dimensions, and essentially any attack that's going to hit it at full force usually turns into a not very effective one. So let's say if you're staring down an Urshifu, just know you're in luck because that close combat won't get the KO because it'll turn into a not very effective attack. Similar to Ogerpon, Terapagos isn't able to actually change its Terra type. It's only able to use the Stellar Terra type, which is fine because all that extra power from Terapagos' Stellar type boosts Terra, Starstorm to even greater length. Terapagos' Stellar form is very powerful in the fact that it has the ability Terraform Zero, and what that ability does is as soon as Terapagos enters that transformation, it's able to neutralize every weather effect on the field, including terrain on the field. So like, it's such a powerful ability, especially when you think about the fact that Miraidon brings in electric terrain and Koraidon brings out the sun. The unfortunate downside is to unlock such powerful effects, you have to trade your terastallization in exchange. So that kind of limits team options when it comes to knowing when to defensively Terra or offensively Terra to apply pressure. Before we move on to the next segment, I want to take a quick moment to say thank you very much, everybody. I'm very excited and very proud to be here with you guys and have this channel to give you this type of content. I love Pokemon. I've been playing for most of my life since I've been a kid with Pokemon Fire Red, and I'm just glad to be here on YouTube. So if you guys could do me a favor and look down and make sure you press that subscribe button, like it, and after the video, if you guys think that I gave you guys some value and you guys want to come back, be sure just to share it with your friends. It's free and I'd appreciate it very much. But that's enough of that, trainers. I know what we all came for. Generation 9, battle strategies. In a restricted format with Terapagos being one of those Pokemon, it's pretty tough to slot it on your team when you have other Pokemon such as Calyrex and Miraidon to add to your team. But don't worry, trainers, if you're a fan of Terapagos like I am, I'm here to guide you through that. Take a Terapagos, give it the moves Terra Starstorm, Protect, Calm Mind, and Earth Power. Terapagos has a massive base 160 HP and 130 in special attack. It's pretty much a powerful tank, so you want to pretty much bring it out to clean up. I suggest pairing Terapagos with Pokemon such as Incineroar, who can offer Intimidate to increase its already natural bulk and use good utility moves such as Fake Out and Parting Shot. Most restricted format Pokemon have a very high power level and Terapagos is extremely setup reliant, so it works very well on a well balanced team. So make sure you take out opposing Pokemon that have moves such as Taunt that can shut it down, and make sure to effectively get those Calm Mind boosts off as soon as possible. Terapagos is insanely tanky. I suggest giving it a bold nature, giving it 172 EVs in HP, 28 EVs in defense, 172 EVs in special attack, and you can throw the remainder 136 in special defense. Tack on the item leftovers and you're going to see exactly what I'm talking about. Really great partners for Terapagos includes the likes of Mimikyu and Farigiraf. Both Pokemon can use Trick Room. That's why we didn't put any EVs in speed. Once Terra Shift activates, you know you're safe to go straight for a Calm Mind and let Mimikyu set that Trick Room up. From playing Terapagos for as long as I have, I've noticed that the opponents are very conservative on wasting their Terastallization. Because remember, Terra Starstorm hits any Pokemon that's Terastallized for super effective damage. So even Pokemon like Calyrex that really want to power creep you, you just sweep them. Best part is, Terra Starstorm, it hits both opponents. So you're hitting two opponents at 120 base power, plus your Calm Mind boost, so it's a win-win. A very hard opposition to break when using Terapagos as well as Amoonguss support. Amoonguss offers versatility in moves such as Rage Powder and Spore. Essentially, you can just Rage Powder and you can avoid additional damage to keep Terapagos even safer. Tack on Pollen Puff on Amoonguss and you can heal Terapagos even further with leftovers and protect. And essentially in Terapagos' Terastal form, you can activate Terra Shell over and over actually. Look at it as a way to hold your Terastallization for your other Pokemon on your team while still gaining the benefit of having Terapagos on your team as a restricted. Also, with Regulation G right around the corner, I think it's time to address the Calyrex in the room, specifically Calyrex Shadow Rider. Calyrex Shadow Rider is a ghost type Pokemon that has a spread move to hit both opponents for stab damage. Remember, Terapagos is a normal type Pokemon, meaning ghost type moves don't affect it, so you don't have to worry about an Astral Barrage. But the tech is, when you Terastallize Terapagos, even though Terra Starstorm is a normal type attack, it can do significant damage to a ghost type Pokemon like Calyrex. Isn't that crazy? Alright trainers, that was the end of the battle strategies for Terapagos. Hopefully everyone learned something from this. Terapagos is a very versatile Pokemon. You can play it in both an offensive way and a defensive way, but like I said, it takes a really good skilled trainer and a balanced team to really show the potential that it does have. There's other Pokemon out there that have higher power levels that you can just hit the ground running with, such as Calyrex, Groudon, Kyogre, stuff like that, but Terapagos is such a cool little turtle guy, and like, it's one of my favorite legendary or mythical Pokemon of this generation, so I hope everyone learns something and they can actually utilize it on their team. But that's it trainers, hopefully everyone learned something and I get to see you guys on the battlefield. Be sure to check out the community tab on the channel, you guys will know the stream schedule and everything. And that's it, it's been Relic Song Rickstar and I'm signing out. See you on the next one.